I anticipate this video being rather deep, and to be honest, some of the things I say will likely trigger some people, especially people who are not very confident in themselves or, they just don't like to hear of other people elevating or doing well. This video won't be for them. People who are open to growth, potential, and especially the spiritual, maybe it'd be interesting, but anyone else, really, it's just going to trigger the living shit out of them, so probably best not watch. Um, Yeah, so anyway, just go straight into it, really. I get a lot of signs and I talk about it. I don't talk about signs to posture myself above anyone else. It's just I raise awareness that people can see the journey I'm on, and then you might sort of like have some semblance to their life. If we don't talk about things, how the hell can we share? And people like learn. So I get a lot of signs about fame in my life. Again, never cared about fame, never sought it. And it does say that. Like literally, I keep getting October is really important. So of course, tomorrow's October, and then from there on in, we'll see how the month goes. Now, I have had sort of time periods suggested over the past 5 years. Sometimes they come true, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's delayed slightly, sometimes it can be delayed significantly, but sometimes miraculously it happens exactly how it was said. So of course, there's so many factors to anything that happens. It might be a learning lesson for me, the delay. It might be a learning lesson for someone else. Something's not just ready. It could be many reasons. It doesn't make me lose faith. Whereas I understand someone else maybe would think, well, if that didn't happen, then clearly, again, beat to our own drum. It really is no, never mind. So, for instance, when I hear of potential fame, like, and it correlates. To be totally honest, it's not just the fact you're famous; it's like you're going to be famous for something specific. And when those specificities, specifics are mentioned, it actually correlates exactly with what I'm doing and who I am. And I'm like, well, okay, that kind of makes sense. But again, never sought fame. But when it was mentioned the other day, I saw it. I come across this content, and it again mentioned it again. I just naturally thought, well done, guys. Well done. Because the reality is, this is a part that people forget. Whether you like someone, dislike someone, jealousy, all those things, it's so stupid. We've all got, I always talk about this, we've all got our own journey, our purpose. We've all got soul contracts. We've got things to fulfill in this lifetime. In the overall scheme of things, it might be a big, significant impact on the world, on humanity. On another side, it might just be like personal growth and evolution, none of which are irrelevant, are they? So really getting bogged down by the everybody else's path is so pointless. It really is. It's like you can get jealous that someone's maybe on this existence to achieve something quite profound that's perhaps seems incredible, but don't diminish your own journey. Just, every bit of growth, it contributes to your soul, which is the whole point anyway. So again, I'm not here to talk posture above. I'm just being as transparent as I can. I've had so many situations that point towards this is my last lifetime on, like, other people have many lifetimes. It's just how where you are on your journey, of your soul. It's just my soul is evolved from all understanding. Again, when I look at the way I see life, the way I am, it's just kind of makes sense, to be totally honest, because I'm not like the average person. The way I think and the way I behave, other people just got things to learn. There's nothing wrong in that, is there? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I think people just want to be further along all the time. It's like, just don't worry about it. So anyway, when it points towards fame, straight away I was like, I know I've got my spirit guides around me. They're guiding me all the time. They're so if I some of the wisdom I have, it stems from them. Some of the obstacles I have comes from them, and it's part of the growth. Obviously when you go through it, you get a bit petulant, you get fed up, like this is not fair. Then when you get on the other side of that, you recognize really the only way you was going to gain the knowledge and wisdom you have was through the experience you had, which kind of what they set up. So like, they're doing their part. They're opening the doors and they're molding a sculpture in me. So think of it like, it's not really like a puppet per se, but sort of. We've got guides just like literally impacting our life and guiding it in the way it needs to go. Of course, we need to take action, and if we stumble, we will fall and we will take longer. So, of course, we have to do our part just as much as they do, but they will guide it. And I think the more you're in tune with it, the easier it is. But I recognize that it's not like, for instance, if you think of fame, you think of yourself like in the spotlight, you think of yourself, you've achieved something remarkable. But I would never, ever feel like I did all this myself. Like, I know I have a team around me in the same way, everybody has a team around them. So this isn't just me getting to the top. It'll be a collective effort from all of the universe, not just my guides. It'd be like what's ever ordained from. If you go all the way highest up, it's like the Council of Light, which would some people would call God. The highest echelon, they're the ones who ordain things and allow things to happen. And then we've got archangels like Archangel Michael is assigned to protect, and there's all these things. There's so many layers that the average person probably isn't even aware of. But I understand there's a kingdom that we come from, and again, people are going to think that's crazy. Yeah, but I know there's a whole process on spirit side that allows things to happen, and again puts things in place to events to unfold. Really. And then when we finish this existence, where do we go? Some people think we just switch off like a computer. I don't believe that at all. I think we go back to source where we come from, and we will return back to where our guides are. So we're here for a limited period of time. We can either achieve something profound or personal growth, or stagnate and do nothing. So if anyone sees my content regularly, you'll know I don't really care about what the average person's got to say, to be totally honest, in terms of opinions on my life. It means nothing. Because look, I don't try to dismiss people just as a place of trying to posture above. It's more a case of I know how much work I've done on myself. I know how much healing I've done. I know the vibration that I reside at. And you don't have a deep connection to your guides and the universe, really, if you haven't done the work. So low vibrational people who can't even fathom what I'm talking about. It's like, what would their opinion of my life and perspective is really irrelevant, isn't it? Because they haven't even gone through what I've been through to get to where I am. So the reality is, I'm always. It's not like I'm purposely doing it, but I'm only ever interested in making spirit proud, making the angels, making the universe proud. I get a lot of signs, not just about it's not just about the fame on this plane of existence. Whenever that happens, again, it's irrelevant. But on the spiritual side, there's a lot of suggestion. I keep getting signs of it, like spiritual royalty. I'm not really sure what that means to the depth of it, but apparently on the other side, I'm being watched an awful lot by other entities and all sorts. I thought, okay, that's more interesting to me. That's actually more interesting to me than people watching me, So the fact that what I'm doing is appreciated on the other side, and they think about it, they know everything. They know all the trauma, they know all the suffering, they know all the joy, and the work that goes into things, whereas people only see snippets. People are flawed. We're all flawed at some point in life, but what do we heal? We evolve. We elevate, of course. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to bring spirit into the conversation because I think, to be honest, it's only fair they get a say. I wasn't going to use the tarot cards at first, but I thought, you know what, we'll bring them into the conversation a little while because I think that's important. What I do want to touch on just briefly before I go there is, we all have our own perspective on life and in our existence, by extension, spirit, universe, connections and all that. Again, people's opinion of it just be, all I would say is just be open to evolving, which means open to change. You don't have to keep the same narrative your whole life. I was an atheist until I was about 35. I didn't believe in anything. I was very anti everything because I'm a very practical person. But then a sequence of events happened where I could not. It would be reckless to just dismiss it. And then things have happened since, and I've documented it throughout my books, and many videos, of course, and even the tarot I do now. It's just I feel I was closed off on purpose, effectively, because if someone like me who's quite headstrong and resilient can go from not believing something to truly having experiences, then anyone can. So that takes me on to another course here where I don't want to touch on religion too deeply, but people can believe what they want, but my experiences are one of spirituality, not of anything to do with religion. Of course, there are crossovers because I can literally tap into Jesus, Yeshua, and I get answers through my cards. I think it was last year-ish, I'm not sure when, I did a video, but I don't even know where the hell that's gone now. And I was asking him so many questions about things, and it was quite evident. I felt it in me, the connection I had. I've had a vision with him when a certain stage of my evolution, which are ascensions. You go through ascensions to try to effectively to reach enlightenment. But we go through so many ascensions, and it's like spiritual awakenings, and it's hard. And I felt at one point I've reached the top of my mountain. Like I've reached this real big milestone here on my development. And it was just a vision I had. I didn't mean for that. I just knew I was at the top of the mountain anyway. So randomly, out of nowhere, as clear as day, in the vision I had, Jesus just approached me and gave me a hug. Now, people will think you're deluded, but I knew that was real. I know he monitors what I do because I know I have a purpose. It doesn't mean that my purpose is as big as his. I'm not comparing to anything. I just know I've put it for a reason, and I know I'm following the path I'm supposed to go, and I know I'm doing bloody well at it, to be totally honest. And it's like whatever that finishes at, whatever that happens from it, it's like that. At least I'm here. I know I'm doing what I come to do. Oh, my screen's just gone mental. Anyway, yeah. So that vision was quite profound to me. So, I do, and I did ask about the Bible specifically with the tarot cards, and the answer I got was that Jesus is happy with the Bible. It does. I did ask, have people took it out of context and manipulated the meanings, and he said yes. And then I just said about the New Testament, are you happy with the contents of the New? And he said yes. So, and then I did ask, do I need to read? Should I be reading the Bible in this lifetime? And it was like, yeah. It's a big thing to read, of course, and I'm not religious. It's a push for me to do it, but I respect it. So I'm not religious because I haven't needed religion to get this far in my life. I haven't needed religion to connect with Jesus. I have not needed religion to have this spiritual experience. So why would I don't feel a need to, but I think to understand maybe Jesus's origins a bit more. And there's a lot to go there. Again, my screen keeps going mental. It don't normally do this. It's like the icons on my thing keep flashing off and then they come back on. That's kind of weird. But yeah, I don't know if I really need to read the Old Testament because I'm not sure how much is true. That's my kind of worry there. But I'm not here to desecrate anything. That's the thing with me. Like I might have beliefs that don't go against other people, but I think everyone deserves to have their own core values and beliefs, and I would never desecrate sacred texts. So just to put that into, just to show that really, I do have copies because I was curious about as I was venturing on my spiritual journey, I was getting curious about religion as well. Like it was a crossover. I never actually read it. There were certain things I did want to start reading. New Testament, like I said, because of the situation through my tarot cards. But I have got a Holy Bible here. I've got a New Testament here. I think they're pretty much the same thing. I don't really know. And through a family situation, I did happen to be given this, which is pretty credible. And again, I'm not religious, but I can appreciate it. It's a massive Bible. Put that in comparison to the smallest one I have. It's mad. It's actually hurting my arms. This one actually has pictures. It's really old. I don't know how old it is, but the text is. Oh, I'm respectful. I'm not here to desecrate on anything. It's breaking a bit, to be totally honest, but it does have some nice images. If I read one, I probably will end up reading the big one because it's a lot easier for me to read this with the writing as big as it is, the text. Let me just see if I can find a picture. It's here because you can see the color changes. All right, that's that. Oh, we've got Egypt, weirdly enough. Okay, well, there was references to Jesus and stuff, but there is, in this book, we got references to Egypt. So I think it's going to be quite a deep uncovering. I don't think there's a date to this. I know we're digressing, but I think it's important to show respect. No, I'm not sure we're going to find a... It says... The Holy Bible containing the Old and New Testament in the Authorized King James Version, the Family Heritage Edition. It doesn't say where the date of this is. I don't know. It's a big ass book though. But I don't need those things. Because what I was leading there to was the fact that when I say things, I'm really just saying from experience. I'm not posturing. I don't care about any status shit. I don't need it in this lifetime or the begin next, even though I don't expect to have a next. I'm just interested in fulfilling whatever I'm prophesized to do, But that takes me on to when you talk about religion. I don't believe in status. So I don't believe in, for instance, I don't trust the church per se. I mean, I'm saying I respect what it stands for. It gives people hope, faith, all those things. It's symbolic. I believe in that to that extent. I don't believe in the bishops, the priests, the Pope. I don't believe in any of that. I don't. There's too much corruption that's happened, and I'm not going to go down that path. But personally, I consider it like nobility, where people would be given positions of power at some point in history, and that position of power is just extended through generations. So someone gets elected, or it's just through, actual heritage, through birthright, which is crazy to me, because you could have the morally corrupt people in very, very, very strong positions of power. Doesn't make sense to me. If you have faith, you shouldn't need someone on this plane of existence to have hierarchy or establish positions over you to dominance. So personally, I wouldn't feel an inclination to ever meet a pope or anything like that. It wouldn't impress me. I wouldn't feel like I'm in the presence of some powerful being who has authority and dominion over others, like they've got the profound essential connection to source. I'd rather just sit with my tarot cards and talk to my guides. I don't need that. And again, I know it works for some people. It doesn't work for me, because there's too much poverty in this world. There's too much corruption, and I just can't help but think, if they have so much influence, the church, it's like, how on earth are these half the issues on the world not solved? I understand it's a beacon of hope in some ways, but I don't believe in it. So, I'm not trying to be rude about it. That's my opinion. So, for instance, I always say that I don't look up at people, but I don't really look down. Obviously, like I said, if someone's got a negative opinion of me, I might look down at that person, in the sense that there's too many unhealed people in this world. That's what it is. It's not like on a human level I think I'm better than anyone else. I just know I'm more evolved and healed than the average person, because I've freaking done it. But yeah, I wouldn't sit there and say I should be sitting on a throne, lorded over and all that crap. I don't want none of that. Anyway, thought I'd just be as transparent as I can about my feelings on things. Right, so we've got a camera. You can see I'm shuffling. I do it on purpose, because I just think you can see what you want. I don't even look at the cards when I'm shuffling, to be honest. Half the time a card falls down, I don't even know what it is while I'm rambling. And then we'll look at the card, and it usually resonates with what the hell I was talking about, which I find quite fascinating. And again, I don't want to be rude about religion, but I haven't needed a Bible to establish this. Haven't needed to have an audience with the Pope, heads of state. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not enamored with humans. So that's what my whole point of this really was about. If people might see how strong and resilient I am, and maybe they think, I am set apart from the average person, but it's more that I'm just interested in the connection with source, and I'm just sharing that with the world. I'm just sharing my experience, and it's up to people to build that connection for themselves. So I'm not enamored with humanity as such, or people. I'm just interested in appeasing my guides and my extension spirit, and then the echelon that goes hierarchy above. It's like I just want to get to the end of this life, and I've done literally what the goals were when I come here, and I think that's really what we should all be striving for. And it doesn't mean trying to mirror someone else's goals. It's literally fulfill your own legacy. So I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. I want my guides I want to figure, because I did actually say it earlier. Sometimes I do say it out loud even. Like, I love you guys. Because I know they're supporting me. I know they're guiding me. I know we have a hard time. Sometimes I have a hard time with things. And I can be petulant, obviously. And I know they put up a lot. But it's hard sometimes getting through to me. But I do listen. Because I have full intuition. I know when they're around me. I'm an intuitive person. I know things. I don't need it drawn on a piece of paper to me. I don't need to be told I know it. And I just I'm going to ask them now if they realize how much I appreciate them. Because I think that's important. But I'm just trying to think how to word it. Do my spirit guides realize how much I appreciate them? One nearly come out. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can see it through my camera. We'll leave it that one. What's that one? Is that the Queen of Pentacles? Oh, Page of Pentacles. Ah. I'm getting goosebumps. The amount of flowers on this. You can look at the imagery as well. That's actually pretty cool, isn't it? We've got literally the Magician and the Page of Pentacles. So if you look at that, they're like, you see what I said before? They're the ones creating the magic in the background. We're working together to create this success, the stable new beginning. And look at all the flowers; it's blossoming. I get goosebumps. Yeah. Sometimes I actually get really emotional. People probably don't see that when I think about Spirit Source, the sacrifice I've been through, and just like I know, like I'm quite a stoic person. You know, I can be emotional at times too, but I'm quite resilient. So, like I said, people's opinion of me, water for ducks back. You know, but it can get lonely. Often I'm misunderstood. Yeah, I get judged a lot. It's like okay, but as strong as I am, it's still heavy to go through life with um, not much love around you or affection. It can get lonely, you know. So it can get quite. I can get quite emotional because my guides see everything. So someone could have an opinion of me. They don't know me 100%. My guides see everything. And when I know, like you know, they love you unconditionally and they appreciate everything you do, you know. And then I hear like the higher ranks, if you like if I hear Jesus is cheering me on or he's really proud of me, and Archangel Michael is as well because I know how hard he is with me. I've had issues before. Like he expects a lot of me. Um, and even like the council of light, when I hear that, you know, these are levels. When I hear how proud everyone is, it's like it really makes me emotional because I know I'm doing something huge, and I know they appreciate me for it. You know, so it's almost like the hard work, the sacrifice, loneliness at times, or a lot of the time, is worth it. You know, and to get this, it's like that is beautiful because it's us. We're working together here. It is really beautiful. I love that. Um, yeah. Right. Let's have a say. This is going to be a challenging one. Do we have a big purpose in this life? Oh, it's too many cards. I don't normally do it if it's too many. Oh, well. Challenges. There's going to be a lot of challenges in this life. Oh, Christ. You know, you expect something like big, but it's like, no, they're giving me a story. So here we got, we'll start this side. This is where it is. I don't know if you can see that camera very well, but this is like, this is the false. This is someone that takes new beginnings, leap of hopes, leap of faiths. You know, you're always ready to start that next adventure. You're always, you know, pushing forward. And that's independent, isn't it? Very much on your own little path. But it's a lot of disappointment. There's a lot of disappointment, but there's always options. So many options. And you can also put that down to skills and talents as well. So there's always a way out. Is the way I see that. And it's always like growing something, like building something quite remarkable because then after that it blooms and you have to defend yourself and stand your ground. So have you got a big purpose in this life? Yeah, it's got a lot of challenge. It's a full of challenges. Um, yeah, communication. Right, okay. I was going to ask that. Oh, lovers. That's beautiful. I was going to ask. I will ask it anyway. But mm. How am I doing so far with my journey for Pentacles? Mm. That shows. You could say there's someone that's holding on to things, isn't it? For me, that's like you control. Maybe being too got to relax a bit more. I think perhaps maybe that's too much control. You know, if you look, I don't know if that's doing it justice. It's like money, but you like hold. It's like physical, tangible, isn't it? It's like just not letting go of anything. So yeah, holding on to what you have. So yeah, lessons to learn, of course. There's obviously going to be a deeper meaning to that card that I've probably missed because it was quite a big question. How was I doing? And it was the Four of Pentacles. Because I'm a very transparent person. I don't sort of put myself on pedestals. If there's things to work on, I'm going to figure it out. I did feel with that one immediately though that there's it's like you're controlling, but it's I almost feel like I have to at times. It's boundaries and things like that, you know. If you looked, it looked very serious though, didn't it? It didn't look fun. There's a serious side, I guess. I don't know what I just asked. Did I ask something? Now we got Nine of Wands. Because that shows defending yourself, doesn't it, to a degree? Oh, I tell you what, I know what they want me to do. Does Spirit want me to relax more? It weren't the thing. Oh, I thought cards come out. It nearly come out. I just want to let the card flow. It weren't the thing I was thinking about. It wasn't that I need to relax more. I know they want me working on my projects more because it's part of a process, you know, chapters finishing of the story, your story. So relax more, yeah. It's like that's like an innocence, isn't it? It's youthful. Just ask that one. Should we ask about the books? Right, there's a card I think flipped. Yeah, I got a couple. We got the Justice card and the Death card. So Death is rebirth, but I didn't really ask anything there. Does Spirit want me to focus more on my book projects? Ha! Freaking victory card. I said that. I always know it. When I said I always know things, I don't even need to ask. I know it inside of me. It's such a grind, but I know that's the next stage. I need that. It's like chapters of your story. For me, that's an important chapter. No matter how awkward it is or frustrating at times, it's like it's your legacy. It's really important for your journey to get those done. It's not that I'm not capable. It's just I'm human as well. You know, we're having a problem here. It's like distractions or frustrations, and but that's literally, and I know it's really needed. Um, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's ask about this because I'm talking about like if you're going to be famous potentially, I'm saying how they're involved. It's not just me and that me on my own. You know. Because let's see, they might even be involved a lot. I'm interested. How involved is Jesus in my life? Oh, wow. That's interesting because they always say the wands are the fastest in the deck, and the horse is obviously faster than someone walking. So he's very involved in my life journey, my path. Huh. No wonder you didn't have problem asking the questions before when I was using my cards. What's going on here? I mean, obviously, it's just come over quite easy. We've got Five of Swords and the Six of Cups. That was just weird. They just flipped as soon as as soon as I picked the deck up, they just fell over. Six of Cups like childhood memories and things, isn't it? And getting back in touch with your youthful side. But then the Five of Swords is like difficulties, challenges. And that was also I was talking about Jesus, isn't it? I think Jesus helps me overcome challenges. Get returned to myself. Let's ask that. Huh. Does Jesus help me overcome challenges to get back to who I am? I'm getting well big goosebumps. Like I'm getting chills like crazy on my arms. And even my head. Huh. That's mental. That is successful. That's independent. That's how he sees me. Oh, it makes me proud. Do you see what I mean? Like, you might see my facial expressions change when I talk about spirit, especially ascended masters and higher ranks. It's like, because they're pure. They see everything. They know. They're the ones I'm interested in impressing. But naturally, it's not. Again, they know if you're being fake. They know your intentions. This is the thing. Like, people inherently, like I said, they have flaws. They judge. They fit narratives. Spirit, soul, especially ascended masters like Jesus. It's just purity, and they know all. So if they're proud of me, like, what do I care what a human being thinks of me? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't care. So, oh wow, independent, self-made, independent, kind of goes with what I'm saying there. Where I just don't care about what other people think. I'm my own success story. So yeah, like I said, I'm not religious, but I do have my spiritual beliefs, and there's crossover because Jesus features in the Bible, and He wants me to read it. So there's obviously truth in the Bible within certain things, but does it matter that much to the other experience? I think the more knowledge you have, the better it is, isn't it? So I think it'd be nice to know his origins personally, and that's what I intended to do, was read it, and then I'll ask to use my tarot cards to connect to him and find the truth. That's way 2 minutes half the deck. Um. Yeah. Anyway, I find that quite curious, to be totally honest. Now, people can obviously have their own opinions on things, but I'm the one having this experience. If I've got my guides that are proud we're working together, we're a formidable team together, because I'm not achieving all whatever I achieve and the obstacles I overcome. I'm not doing this on my own here. And that's the thing. People might just see the front and they just see me and they just think, oh, yeah, look, he's doing that, or he's got this opinion on that. I can't discern between me and them. Like, we're all one and the same. We're having this adventure together. It's just that I'm the one here having the experience in physical form, and they chose to support me on the other side. We're a team. So yeah, that's that. And then obviously we got Jesus intervenes as well, and he's a huge support for me. So that's really nice too, to know that. So yeah, like I said at the beginning, if it triggers people, tough shit. It is what it is, isn't it? Don't really know what else to ask them, really, to be totally honest. I don't really know what to ask. Let's ask this then. Were any of my spirit guides famous or prominent in their previous lives? Oh, well, it says quick communication. I'm not really sure what that points to specifically. When there's a yes card, if you do like no cards, yes cards, it's a positive card. That points towards communication. So maybe their strength was communicating too in the same way I am, which kind of makes sense because if we're working together, yeah. What's this one? Ah, freaking hell. Then that comes out. The Emperor, the King of Kings. So yeah, like I said, I know I've got powerful beings around me. I know I'm only strong. I wouldn't say I'm only strong, but I'm stronger for it, for sure. So it's not like people come at me, you come at me, you come at me, you come against all of them. We're an army. In the same way everybody else has their own little army, but some of them, maybe you just lost. Yeah. Despondent. So what was we going to do? I don't really know what I was going to do. Oh, freaking hell, the sun. Hmm. I think that I'm assuming that because I won't be asking anything, but I think as a team, it's like that's complete joy, that's complete happiness. I think that's literally we are where I see that really is a source of light, a light source, beacon of hope. Yeah, do things for the right reasons, effectively. Anyway, before we go, I really don't know what to ask. To be totally honest, I'm trying to, but I'm thinking, what should I ask? So this one is about psychic spiritual gifts. Pretty cool deck. It's called Gateway activation, I think. The gateway of like activation is one that have been really good for me in the past. I don't use them a lot, so I do have to shuffle them a little bit because I want my energy to rub it off on it. Um, they've just been in a box, but it's really interesting. That's what they'll do. They'll tell me where I am on my development at the moment and what is to come, and I like that. So, where am I on my spiritual development? Because I don't use the cards a lot. That's why I don't expect them to come out quick. Because your energy, spirit has to know what cards to throw out. I don't throw them out. I just keep shuffling. I'll just shuffle for 20 minutes if I have to, unless I feel they don't want to say something. Then I stop. Crystal Skull Wisdom, Clarity, Divine Healing, High Vibrational Energy. That's where I'm at the minute. Never had that one before. Crazy. Yeah, high vibrational energy. I said that. My vibration's high. So, of course, if your high vibration's high, you're going to attract positive things, like great things. Higher the vibration. Okay. What's coming next in my spiritual development? I'm going to say a card should start coming out faster now because my energy has been circulating the cards. Solar light upgrade. So we've gone from high vibrational to solar plexus chakra, inner fire, willpower. That's quite a nice card, isn't it? Looks like very vibrant. What we could do, actually, we've got the deck, got the card thing. What from that I'm getting is obviously determination. You could be going through some things, but it's like you're gonna be at the forefront of whatever. Yeah. So let's have a look. So like a solar light upgrade. We could get the other one as well, actually, after. Is it that one? Soul Star Solar. The one before that. Yeah. Solar light upgrade. I'm trying to get this really on camera. The solar plexus chakra is found just above the belly button in the pit of the stomach. It's the energetic gateway that governs our gut, our instincts, and on an energetic level, our willpower and drive. The space can be described as a glowing sun. It is a space of warmth that gives us the necessary focus and energy to fulfill our purpose and realize our dreams. And what has my whole thing been about so far? When the solar light gateway opens, our solar plexus becomes an infinite well of light. Oh, this book's so hard to get open. Got hope. Is that the right page? 1 3. Yeah. In the pit of our being, this is a source of daily inspiration and ancient wisdom. When we feel our willpower increasing, we are remembering that we have prepared for many incarnations, what I've been saying, for the opportunities we have today. I've been talking about this the whole way through the video. Your message. The light of the great central sun is shining on you. I'm getting goosebumps like crap. Activating you to push onward and create. This is a perfect time to move forward with projects, goals, and intentions. Align your energy with whatever you are ready to create and experience. Focus on what you are ready to grow and where you are ready to expand. As you focus on your goals, you are giving them energetic encouragement to flourish and open, like the warm summer sun kissing the ground, encouraging the flowers to grow and bloom. That sunlight has arrived. It's here in you now. Now, what's interesting is obviously, we just had the manifestation card, the magician, when I asked about my guides at the beginning. And I do get signs that I'm a powerful manifester, which means I can attract things quite quick in my life. So I can make things happen relatively fast. But that also means for good and bad. Like I might want something and it's on the tip of my mind and it's coming. And then maybe I get anxious because my world, what I'm seeing in my reality is hard. And then maybe I'll get really deflated by that. And the more I compound upon that, it just creates more misery because that's what I'm focused. So I have to be careful with my mind. And even I mess up, to be honest. Where was that card gone? It was the skull one, wasn't it? Where's that one? What's that one called? I can't remember what it was called. Probably deep in the bloody deck now. Oh, I'm never going to remember what it's called. Was it Crystal Skull? I can't remember. I'm hoping it is. It's easier for people on a video. You can scroll back and forward. Yeah, yay. Crystal Skull Wisdom. I would do it. Hey. Remember this. So that one we just did just then is what's coming next. So it's really imminent, which I think is to do with the book, and it made sense when it was saying it. To be totally honest. So crystal skull wisdom, crystal clarity, divine healing, high vibrational. Right. Crystal skulls are said to have been healing tools and wisdom. Again, this is now. Crystal skulls are said to have been healing tools and wisdom keepers in the ancient civilizations of Atlantis and Lemuria. Quartz crystals is known for its capacity to amplify energy and store information. When a crystal is carved into a particular shape, it can bring healing and clarity to what it represents and uncover memories that could be essential to revealing truth. Therefore, crystal skulls are wonderful healing tools that bring clarity to the mind and healing to the headspace. This card transports us to an energetic space representing the crystal skull consciousness. It delivers high vibrational frequencies into our energy field so that we can experience clear-mindedness. If you have ever felt called to crystal skulls or have an interest in them, there's a possibility that you've connected with them in a previous incarnation. They are gateways to clarity and potential. So it says your message. All aspects of your life are becoming clearer at this time. Expect to become aware of what you need to step away from to have a more focused path. You may have felt indecisive, but now you are downloading direct guidance from the heart of Source so that you can live and express yourself in a more authentic way. I mean, if you actually look at what I've been doing, that's so true, isn't it? That is crazy. Know that downloads often appear as your own inner guidance, encouraging you to move forward. The key is to recognize the calmness they bring. That was weird. I was feeling really calm earlier, and my life should be quite stressful, and I just felt quite peaceful. It's weird. Like, really strange. This is a time of clarity and connection. Crystal skull downloads are here to bring clarification to what you have been receiving within. In order for the next phase of your journey to unfold, you must follow the information you received. You know what you need to do to heal and grow. If you've been asking for a sign that the healing work you have been doing has been successful, trust that this card is the message you've been waiting for. Again, I think personally, these both align quite beautiful with me progressing with the next book. I really do think they need it. It's part of my legacy, it's part of my path. And I keep putting it off. And that's why I'm doing that video. It's going to give a bit of transparency. My series I'm going to be start doing where I talk about project updates. Because if I haven't done something for a while, I'll talk about it. And I'll say, look, I should have been doing this. And again, it's accountability for me too, And then, of course, if I make a lot of progress, then I will show that progress. What the hell happened here then? This one I haven't even asked the question. I'm just shuffling. So it's something they maybe want to say to me. Emerald tablet activation. Again, maybe if we talk about it, it's actually probably, it might be in relevance, because obviously I wasn't asking anything. It could be in relevance to the book, because I was talking about the book, wasn't I? And how they need that. So anyway, it says cosmic ordering. That's interesting. Ordering. Divine alchemy. Conscious manifesting. Maybe that is to do with my book. Emerald tablet. Let's have a little read. Emerald. Nearly there. The next one. Where are you? Emerald tablet activation. The Emerald tablet is one of the most celebrated of the Hermetic texts. That's weird. I'm talking about text. I'm talking about my books. A series of sacred Egyptian Greek texts from the 2nd century or earlier. They form the basis of Hermeticism, or a spiritual tradition that brings together science and spirituality through investigations into the cosmos, mind, and nature. Well, that's remarkable considering my books are personal growth, which is like psychology, philosophy, pretty much. And then you've got Losing Mind to Find Your Soul, which is my spiritual book. So it's blending spiritual with like every day. That's quite mad. Most of the texts are a series of dialogues between a teacher and a student and are based on the concept of alchemy, the art of tuning lead into gold, or turning lead into gold, or something that is laden and heavy into a golden opportunity. Again, that's really what my books do. It's mad. The Emerald Tablet is said to have been carved on a bright green stone that was transported to Egypt around the fall of Atlantis, stored in the halls of Amenti, under the Great Pyramid. That's weird as well. We're talking about the pyramid. I opened the Bible and the only pictures I managed to get, rather than the ones of Jesus, which, because I went to the pages, was the freaking Egypt. So I'm saying nothing. I don't think anything's by chance. Although the legend is widespread, the origin of the text is shrouded in mystery. We do know that it is made up of 14 passages, which first appeared in a book written sometime between the 6th and 8th centuries and has been highly influential. Its most famous statement is, as above, so below, meaning that what is in the higher heavens is reflected upon the earth. The author signs off as Hermes, I can't really say that name, which is another name for Thoth, who is featured in the deck and is thought to have been the priest king of Atlantis. The idea is that he knew of the approaching end of that civilization and hid the Emerald Tablet and many other teachings in order to preserve them for spiritual aspirants in the future. That's interesting, isn't it? So then we got your message. When the Emerald Tablet activation card appears, you're being called to remember the gifts you are carrying from previous lifetimes. Again, I'll get goosebumps. Yeah. Even if you don't always understand how to express them, there's a part of you that knows you hold great power within. Like, goddamn, I've got goosebumps all up my arms. God, it's crazy, all up me. This is a special time for you to use that power to bring into manifestation all that you need for your life to unfold in a way that is in alignment with your best interests. All that has unfolded so far has given you the opportunity to learn and grow, even the unsettling moments. But you are a master alchemist with the capacity to take all that was once challenging, use it to create positive opportunities for yourself. As above, so below. All the thoughts you send up to source will contribute to your evolution on Earth. And I mean, if you look at the whole video, it's like, yeah, I get excited because it's just mad. It's like I was saying at the beginning there, where we're all one and the same. We're a team, and I have my role, they have theirs. So theirs is to encourage me, is to guide me, is to make certain set pieces happen. There's things going on that even I don't see, but it's my job on this earth to make sure that I accomplish what I'm supposed to do. So it's almost like they can lead you to water, but they can't make you drink it. So they can lead me to my manifestations, my breakthrough, the life-changing events, but I still have to put in the work at my end to allow that opportunity to manifest. And I keep getting the signs, and it's up to me now to do it, is to get these books done. Now, I know that I've already got books already, but it seems like it's quite significant that I get these next ones done because every sign points towards them. And then at the end of the day, if I'm hit with roadblock after roadblock as a consequence of not doing them, that's my fault, isn't it? So they do their role, and it's really important I fulfill mine too. Again, easier said than done. But again, it's more of effort at this point, willpower, discipline. These are all qualities, of course. But yeah, okay. What we'll do here, they don't have to answer me at this point. You don't have to answer. I mean, I've talked to them anyway. If you've got anything you want to say, I mean, make sure they're at the right way. Wait a minute, just shuffle. You don't have to answer anything, but if you've got anything else you want to add, this is your chance. You want to say anything? Ah, interested? The moon. See, the moon is fears and illusions on its basic form. So it can be your fears, and it can be things happening that you're not seeing. So it's almost like a mystery. Which is, if you think about it, it's contrasting the sun. The sun is a beacon of light, it's hope, it's really happiness, it's joy. So the moon, of course, is the opposite. So we've really got, effectively, I see this as you've got to get out of your head and start seeing, I think, the positives and the brighter things. Yeah. Effectively, it's like, don't let your fears hold you back and things, you know. And you don't see what's happening. Sometimes I do. I get stuck. I get caught up in my head. People see my videos. I've like meltdowns sometimes, you know. And it's like that, isn't it? You don't see everything that's happening in the background, so don't let it keep weighing you down. Yeah, I get it. It's like sometimes they just got to say it as it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, if you've got anything to say, it'd be nice if it was like all beautiful, you know. Oh yes, but it ain't always like that. They've got to be real, and it's like, yeah, that actually makes sense when I think about it, because I do keep differing on this book because it's a lot of work, it's a lot of effort, and then I get this to sort of like show me that you're gonna have to get over it. There's work to be done. Work to be done. Yeah, I actually like it, and they give me a kick up the arse, to be honest, because they do it in their own way, of course, but Um, it's needed. You can't have everyone just give you a pat on the back. Like I said, I'll always listen to Spirit Source. Always, even if I get fed up, I know they always work looking out for the highest good, and I know it's always bigger than me. You know, like if, for instance, if I'm positioned in a certain place and there's a reason for it, and you've got notoriety, whatever you want to call it, influence. It's not about me having influence, like in sense of it's not about like people praising me. It's nothing about that. It's not me thinking, oh, look how awesome I am. It's not. It's because if I'm placed there, it's because people need me to be placed there. It's because I've got a message to deliver or I've got something that I'm supposed to do. And that's how I'll always look at it. So see, people might see, so they might perceive arrogance. It's up to them. You know, maybe there is that sometimes. You know, I'm confident in myself, but it goes bigger than that. You know, so people might get jealous of your position, but it's like, I don't seek it though. All I want to do is fulfill whatever I come here to do, and I'm happy to just do it in the silence, in the background. You know, I don't need to be front and center. I find it strange when people crave it. To be totally honest, I find that it shows a weakness somewhere in their psyche that they need that attention and validation to feel some semblance of success when success should come from within. So the idea that people get jealous of people's perceived success just because of their status, I just think it shows an absolute inherent flaw. So yeah, we're where we need to be at a given time. So I'm sure part of my journey is to open people to source to spirit. And again, think about that. If everybody started connecting to their guides, you're not leaning specifically on others. Of course, people sharing experience is a beautiful thing, but ultimately, you're having an experience of your own guides, and you will fulfill life goals far quicker, and you'll find some semblance of fulfillment. But like I say, I'm definitely not. I'm not religious. You won't find me worshiping in a church or anything. I don't need to do that. I'm in my own space. I don't have a candle on. I ain't got none of that crap. But again, people can do what they want, how they want. Yeah, gonna have to stand my ground. Hmm. I life. Ah, spiritual teacher. I said that, didn't I? I think I'm here to bring spirit to people, to the masses. That's interesting. Anyway, I think that's probably enough. I hope. Okay, look, see what I mean? I do the videos, and I don't know how it's going to go out. I don't know if they. In all honesty, when you call upon them to have that conversation, I never know if they're going to embarrass me. You know, because I know my intuition's strong, but even I could get thrown off. Like I could think, oh, they're likely to say this, and they might throw a complete and utter detour at me, and I'll be like, freaking hell, what's this card? What are you saying here? But for the most part, it just flows, doesn't it? We're in sync. They'll throw a curveball even there, though. They put me in check. But it was really nice. Really, really, really nice. But like I say, if people watch me a bit more closely, you will just notice that I have absolute admiration and I submit willingly to source. Like, you know, so on this earth, like people, I'm not saying people do because I don't think they do at the moment, and there might be a day when they do. People might look up to me, and I don't really look up to people though. But like, I'm like, I wouldn't say like a kid with spirit, but I do submit to them. I know I'm strong and I'm smart. I have intelligence. I know. I've no doubt that on the other side, I'm I wouldn't say I don't like rankings and things, but I think I'm of a similar status to my guides. Where I fit in all that, I don't know. But I think we're a team, and that's how I see it. And I recognize they see things from clearer angles than I can, and I recognize I've got an ego they don't. So I'll get frustrated. I'll throw a pity party. I'll get petulant. I'll throw down tools sometimes, but I'll heal, and I always do what they need me to do. You know, and I know people might think that's crazy, but I am. You know, I humble myself to them, and I always do, and I always will. So, like I say, if a human being tries to influence me, and I know it's not in my like, it's not for the right reason. It's not pure intentioned. I'm not gonna. I don't waver because I recognize their weakness and I recognize my strength because I have an army behind me who are telling me no, and then I say no. You don't have to say. I don't have to hear the voice. I know it. I have the feeling. I know. I already know. So when I meet people, I know if they're good or bad. If you, sometimes intuition can be off because you've got feelings involved that can throw you off a little bit. But ultimately, I know usually I read through people quite quick, and yeah, if I don't think something's right, I really don't care about the consequences. So people might think I'm blunt and I'm to the point. It's like, yeah, because I know the answer. It's quite quick. Yes, no. Yeah. People don't like it. Want to take exception. Yeah. It's like make peace with it. So yeah, like I say, people might think I'm headstrong and I'm like stoic and all that crap, and it's like it's a consequence of everything, isn't it? But I just don't have time to mess about with people. Both of this has been helpful in some way to people.